Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're trying to tackle that feeling of a mind that just won't switch off.
Yeah.
If you feel like anxiety isn't just an emotion, but like a constant background noise,
Yeah.
maybe worries about yesterday or dread about tomorrow, then this deep dive is definitely for you.
It's something we hear about so much, and the research we've looked at is clear. This constant stream of thoughts, it's not just annoying, it really does strain your well-being, your relationships. It just wears you down.
Yeah, it's exhausting. People feel overwhelmed.
We're looking for something to, regain a sense of control.
Absolutely. And the thing we're looking at today isn't some complicated fix or anything expensive.
Yeah.
It's meditation, specifically mindfulness meditation, which has become really popular because, well, it's natural, it's accessible.
And it seems to really help with that overthinking and finding some inner peace.
Exactly. And we're not just talking theory here.
No, we've got solid science. We're looking at the evidence, some practical ways to do it, and crucially, what's actually happening in the brain, the mechanisms behind why it works.
Right. And the hook here isn't just, take a deep breath. The evidence suggests this practice can physically change parts of your brain tied to stress.
Literally reshape them.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is mindfulness meditation?
Right. So mindfulness at its core is about anchoring your mind in the present moment.
Okay.
What you're seeing, hearing, feeling, maybe focusing on your breath right now.
Right.
The goal isn't to empty your mind, which is a common misconception.
Ah,
It's more about observing whatever comes up, the thoughts included, but without judgment, just noticing.
and that non-judgmental piece.
Yeah.
That feels like the key, doesn't it? Because the anxiety, the overthinking, that's usually about the past or the future.
Almost always. Yeah. Rehashing something, worrying about what's next.
So if you keep pulling yourself back to now, you're kind of cutting off the fuel supply for that worry cycle.
Precisely. You break the pattern. And people often confuse mindfulness with trying to forcefully push thoughts away, thought suppression.
Right, just stop thinking about it.
Which never works. It just creates more tension. Mindfulness lets the thought be there, but you choose not to get swept away by it.
It sounds like building a mental muscle.
That's a great way to put it. And the big advantage we see across the studies is this dual benefit.
Okay.
It doesn't just ease the anxiety symptoms, the constant worrying. It also boosts mental clarity. You feel more balanced, more focused, less reactive.
Okay, now for you, the listener, who really values the proof, the data, that last point is important. We need to go beyond just stories.
Right.
Why has meditation shifted from being seen as purely spiritual to something studied scientifically? What's the evidence look like?
Well, the scientific backing isn't fringe anymore. It's actually quite robust. I mean, when you have top institutions like Harvard Medical School publishing research on mindfulness,
That says something.
it definitely signals a shift. The practice has gained a real scientific credibility.
So what are these big studies actually finding?
We're seeing things like systematic reviews, meta-analyses, which are, the gold standard for evidence.
Combining results from many trials.
Exactly. And they consistently show significant improvements in anxiety symptoms for people doing mindfulness compared to control groups. It's not just small studies anymore. The data is converging.
And what's really interesting is how it seems to work on a cognitive level. It seems to target that overthinking directly.
It does. One of the key findings is that regular mindfulness helps you learn to tell the difference between a useful thought and just pure worry. Mental noise.
Mental noise, I like that.
Think of your mind like a radio. Sometimes it's just overwhelming static, right?
All the time for some people.
Exactly. Meditation helps you learn to turn down that static and tune into the actual signal, the important stuff.
That's incredibly helpful. The idea that you can learn to recognize that most of what your brain is throwing at you is just noise, not essential messages.
Right. That's where the clarity comes from. You're not in the noise anymore. You're just observing it pass by.
Okay, now this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. Because we're not just talking about thoughts changing, but actual physical changes in the brain. The evidence points to meditation being like exercise for the brain, causing neuroplastic changes, changing the structure.
That's exactly right. It literally enhances the brain's ability to manage stress and regulate emotions. And we can see these changes with brain imaging. There are two key areas that really respond.
Okay, tell us about those, the control tower and the alarm system.
Let's start with the control tower. The prefrontal cortex, or PFC.
Yep.
Practice is linked to increased activity and even density in this area. The PFC is responsible for our executive functions planning, decision-making, and crucially, emotional regulation.
So, making smarter choices, staying calmer?
Essentially, yes. When the PFC is stronger, you're better equipped to handle emotional input rationally.
So the regulator gets stronger. What about the alarm system? The amygdala. That's the bit that triggers fight or flight, right? The anxiety spiral.
That's the one, often called the brain's fear center.
If meditation quiets that down, is there a risk you won't react to real danger?
That's an excellent question, and it comes up a lot. The research shows meditation can decrease activity in the amygdala, so the intensity of the stress response goes down.
Okay.
But crucially, you don't lose the ability to spot danger. What changes is your reaction to it. The amygdala might still flag something, but that strengthened PFC steps in
It intercepts the signal.
before it triggers that overwhelming panic response, so the alarm doesn't hijack the whole system.
Wow. So stronger regulation for the PFC, a less hyperactive alarm from the amygdala. That combination is the physical reason why people feel more balanced, less overwhelmed by anxiety.
It's the neurological basis for resilience, yeah. A literal brain adjustment.
It really is like strength training.
It is. And like any training, consistency is key for that rewiring, which brings us to how people actually do this. Are there structured ways the science points to?
Right. For the listener who wants a proven framework, not just winging it, what programs does the evidence back up?
The literature really highlights two main evidence-based programs. First, there's mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR.
Okay, MBSR.
It's typically an 8-week program, involves daily practice, weekly group sessions, and it's specifically designed to teach mindfulness skills for managing stress, chronic pain, anxiety, broad stress reduction.
8 weeks sounds intensive. It's structured. What's the other one? MBCT?
Yes. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT. Also usually 8 weeks, but its focus is a bit different.
How so?
While MBSR is broad, MBCT specifically combines mindfulness with principles from cognitive therapy. Its main goal, backed by the sources, is to help prevent relapse in people who've had recurrent depression or serious mood issues.
Oh, so it's more targeted.
Exactly. It teaches people to recognize those early warning signs of a downward mood spiral and use mindfulness to stop those automatic negative thought patterns before they take hold.
That's a really important distinction. One for general stress, one more for preventing mood relapse. Okay, but let's zoom out. What about the beginner? Someone just wanting to start today. What are the absolute essentials, like the 3 keys?
All right, keep it simple. First key, environment and posture. Find a quiet-ish spot. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
More importantly, find a posture that feels alert but relaxed. Sitting in a chair is totally fine. Don't force yourself into a pretzel if it hurts. The posture just signals, okay, this is the time.
Good tip. Second key.
Style and focus. Start simple. Breath awareness is perfect. Your breath is always now. You don't need fancy mantras. Just feel the air coming in, going out, and when your mind wanders, because it absolutely will.
Which it does.
That's the moment of practice. Gently, kindly bring your attention back to the breath. No judgment.
Gently bringing it back. Okay. And the third key, I suspect this is about consistency over, like, marathon sessions.
You got it. Third key is neurological consistency over intensity. The evidence strongly suggests that 5 minutes every single day does more for brain change than, say, an hour once a week.
Really? 5 minutes?
Yes. You're aiming for these little regular inputs to help rewire things. Start with just 5 or 10 minutes daily. Only increase it when it feels easy, natural.
That's such a relief. 5 minutes feels doable for almost anyone.
It lowers the barrier to entry.
Definitely. And what about fitting it in? Does it have to be first thing in the morning on a cushion?
Not at all. Many people find microdosing mindfulness works well.
Microdosing.
Yeah, using everyday activities like mindful dishwashing, really feeling the warm water, or mindful walking on your commute, feeling your feet on the ground. Morning can set a good tone, sure, but an evening session can be great for winding down. Guided meditation apps can also be really helpful for structure.
Okay, now the reality check. You hear about all these benefits, you sit down, and your mind just goes completely wild. Thoughts everywhere. You feel more stressed.
That's very real. We have to manage expectations here.
So what's going on?
Your mind will wander. That's what minds do. And often, beginners actually notice their mental discomfort more at first.
That sounds counterintuitive.
But it makes sense, right? You're finally paying attention to the noise that was always there. It's actually a sign the practice is starting to work. The key isn't to get frustrated.
What then?
Radical self-compassion. The instant you realize, oh, my mind wandered off. That is the moment of mindfulness. That's success. Just gently guide it back again and again.
Okay, that reframes it nicely. Let's hit some quick FAQs that you, the listener, might have. First one, timeline. If I start practicing consistently, 5-10 minutes a day, how long until I actually feel a difference with anxiety?
It varies, of course, but many people report noticing some initial changes, feeling a bit calmer, less reactive within a few weeks of daily practice. The real lasting brain changes take longer, but those early shifts are encouraging. Consistency is everything.
Next question. Can meditation replace my anxiety medication? Like if I have generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder?
Okay, this is super important. The clear answer is no. Meditation is a fantastic complementary tool. It's incredibly helpful.
But not a replacement?
Absolutely not. Serious anxiety or mood disorders often have biological components that need medical treatment. Mindfulness helps manage the reaction to symptoms, the worry about the worry, but it should always be used alongside, never instead of, professional medical advice. Always talk to your doctor.
Got it. Crucial distinction. Are there any risks? Can meditation be harmful?
Generally, it's extremely safe. The main risk, as we discussed, is that initial discomfort or temporary increase in awareness of distress. For people with really severe or complex mental health histories, it's wise to talk to a therapist or doctor first just to integrate it safely.
Makes sense. And lastly, what about kids and teenagers? Stress is hitting them hard too. Can they benefit?
Yes, absolutely. The core principles, focus, non-judgment, are valuable at any age. But obviously, the practice needs to be adapted.
Shorter sessions, more playful.
Exactly. Age-appropriate, maybe more interactive, and definitely with guidance and supervision to make sure it's a positive experience for them.
Okay, so let's pull this all together. We've covered the solid scientific backing, mentioning places like Harvard.
Right, the meta-analyses.
The specific brain changes strengthening that prefrontal cortex, calming the amygdala.
The control tower and the alarm system getting tuned up.
It seems the big takeaway is that meditation isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's a proven, accessible way to build mental resilience.
Definitely. It's moved firmly into the realm of evidence-based tools, and it's not about needing hours you don't have. It's about finding those 5 or 10 minutes consistently. That's what starts the neurological change.
And going back to that idea of learning to distinguish useful thoughts from just mental static, it leaves us with a provocative thought for you to consider. If we get good at cultivating this non-judgmental awareness, this present moment focus, what else in our minds, beyond just anxiety, might we discover is running purely on habit rather than actual necessity?
That's a powerful question. It really opens the possibility for a deeper level of mental freedom, seeing what's really driving our internal experience.
Something to definitely mull over. Thank you for sharing the sources and digging into this with us today.
My pleasure.
Until next time on The Deep Dive.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.